In this video, I'm going to give you 8 ChatGPT tips that you might not have seen before, even if you've been using the technology for quite some time. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So let's say you're using ChatGPT and you want to write an email to a lead that you've been talking to who you maybe want to meet up with and get together. So you might say something like, write me an introductory email to a potential client that I am going to meet with next week to prep them for the buyer consultation, right? Something like that. So we might look at this and say, all right, it's so-so, it's not too bad. But what we're going to do is we're going to get ChatGPT to improve our prompting process. So we're going to say, improve my previous prompt and make it more detailed and specific. Tell me what other information I should include to get a better output. And if you use this with your prompts, your prompt engineering is going to get automatically better because we're using the technology, the AI, to actually improve our prompts. So you can see, instead of this, like, write me an introductory email to a potential client that I'm going to meet with next week to prep them for the buyer consultation, what we've got now is this long prompt here: write a professional yet personal introductory email to a potential real estate client I'm meeting. And it's going to go through, include this. Here's my name. It knows me. Obviously, ChatGPT has memory for you, but it will actually build that prompt out way bigger and better. And if we put that in, we're going to get a much better output. Okay, the next one is image analysis. And ChatGPT is phenomenal at images, but there are so many things and use cases we do in real estate with images. This could be through inspections. It could be through pictures on the MLS. It could be whatever. But you can take complicated images like the one I'm putting up right now. You can't maybe see it. Let me find it right here. I just Googled this. So it's a image of like a bunch of foundation cracks that you might need to know about. And you can see like, explain to me the severity of each thing in this image and how it could affect the home sale. Boom. So you can take images like that, whatever it might be, and put it in there and have it analyze things and actually give you information. I've seen this used in complete inspection reports. I've seen people upload the PDF of inspection reports into this and have it all down. But if there's something you need to learn, you're like, I don't understand foundations right now. In Colorado, we have a lot of foundation issues because the ground moves. Then we can actually read this and know about it. So if this was on an inspection report, I could pull it up, throw it in, then I could talk my clients through it in an easy way for them and myself to understand. All right, our next one is customizing ChatGPT with custom instructions. If you come up to the top right-hand corner here and click on Customize ChatGPT, this is where you can input your custom instructions so the AI actually gets to know you better, so it can give you more personalized responses. It can know what you do, what your goals are, who the clients are that you serve, your underlying principles of your business and how you do things. So you just come up here, you can give it your name, what you want to do, and add in all these different pieces about yourself and what you are all about. Super, super simple. And you can enable it here for new chats. So every time you start a new chat, it will remember all this information and go for it. If you want to do a generic chat, just turn it off and it won't use these instructions at all. But if you're working inside of your real estate business specifically, but if you keep this on, it will use all this information in your chats. You can see the traits that ChatGPT has for me that I want to use. You can see that ChatGPT knows exactly what I do, what I'm trying to speak to, who my target avatar is, and all that. And it keeps that on so that it can use it in future chats. And this means that every time you prompt, you don't have to give it all your information again and explain what you're trying to do, explain the roles it needs to take. You can just have this on and Bob's your uncle. Our next one is utilizing the right models for you. You can see in ChatGPT that we have this top left-hand bar with all the different models you have in here. Now, I use the $20 a month plan. I would highly suggest that you do that too. The free version just doesn't have as much efficiency as this one does. But the models that I use specifically, I keep it on 4.0 for the most part. Like everyday usage, I'm always using it with 4.0. But you can use it for O3, and O3 is advanced reasoning. This gives it more emotional intelligence. So if you're writing newsletters, if you're writing drip campaigns, if you're writing anything that is going to go to a client, a lead, or get in front of someone who's going to read it, this is going to give you much more emotional intelligence in the way that it speaks and does things. And the next one I use, we come down to more models here. GPT 4.5. This is amazing for research and coming in and doing research maybe on market stats, on different things that you maybe want to research about potential areas that you work in, maybe different things that are going on in your city. Using 4.5 for research is an absolute game changer. All right, our next one is custom GPTs. Custom GPTs are phenomenal, and you use them for special cases, like real special usage is what you really want to do. You can see on the left-hand side, some of the ones I use. I have my cloned version of myself, which knows all my language, which knows everything in here. But to get started with this, you're just going to go to Explore GPTs right here. And this is almost like an app store for GPTs. Now, some of them, most of them are free. Some of them you would pay for them, but most of them are free here. And you can just search for whatever it is you want. So say you want help writing, emails or newsletters or something like that. You can come in here and go to Writing Assistant. This might be the one for you. This will had over 900,000 conversations, 4.4 ratings, and you would just click this and you're in. You're using it already. It has useful prompts to start you to get going on this. For this one, let's click this. Can you help me improve this paragraph for clarity and flow? You would paste in the paragraph and it will write it in there and go from there. Now you can see this is a bit of an upsell right here. Get lifetime access to my prompts library. You can click there and go from there. But anyway, most of them are super clean and don't have that. As well as that, you can create your own GPTs as well. So if we go back to our toolbar here, we go to GPTs and you can click create, and it will have you into a page here where you can create your own GPT. I highly recommend cloning yourself. That's the first one we always do. So you could call it, AI, AI Lewi, or whatever your name is. Then a description about what that's going to be, a clone of myself, and speech patterns. And then instructions. You could tell it to read off the knowledge, and with the knowledge here, what you would do is upload files here. So you would start a document with your business, like all about my business document. Then if you have a lot of content or anything like that, you can take those transcripts, paste them into a document and have that so it understands what you're trying to do, what your language is, how you speak. And then with the instructions, you can say, hey, speak like me, take all of the information from what you know about my business and my speech patterns and write like that. So you can build a ton of amazing custom GPTs with this. And we'll do more videos on this in the future. But you can see here, I've got a lot of custom GPTs that I've built as well. And they're available in the description below if you want to check them out. All right, our next one is one of my favorites. It's building prompts into the memory of ChatGPT. Now, in past videos, I've talked about building a prompt library, which is a great starter thing to have. But as you use your prompts more and more, you can actually have ChatGPT learn them and put it into their memory. So if you're in a chat with it, it will pop this prompt up and have it be used. So if there was something like, you are a world-class copywriter, I want you to write me a social media post about current interest rates and how it affects home sellers. So if it was something like that and you used a prompt like this all the time, in front of that prompt, all you would do is put this. Can you add this prompt as a memory since I use it so often? And all you're going to do is hit enter there and boom, it's going to add this to memory into the actual prompts. So it will look at this, update, save memory. Got it. You can now say interest rate post for sellers or anything similar, and I'll know exactly what you mean. Ready when you are. That is amazing. It will remember things. It will remember significant shortcuts you can give it. So now you can get those prompts taken care of and you're off to the races faster than you could have before. All right, our next one is super powerful and one of the most fun ones, I think, for realtors. What we're doing is going to virtually stage inside of ChatGPT. So imagine you've got a listing that's sitting vacant, that's empty. Okay, there's nothing worse sometimes than having this on your books, and it's like, man, when people come around to view it, it's tough. It's not getting attention on the MLS because it doesn't look staged, but I don't want to pay to get it virtually staged or really staged because it's so expensive. What we'll do is we'll take an image like this of just a random empty room like this, just nice house, empty room, there's nothing in there. If you have a whole house like this on the MLS, this is going to be a really tough one for a lot of people to get their imagination around. I'm not a very imaginative person with space, so I can't really see what's going to go here. But you would take this and then you would add a prompt like this. Take this exact image of an empty room. I want you to virtually stage this for potential home buyers to imagine what it's like to live there with it fully furnished. Make it sleek and modern, but with a cozy vibe. And of course, you can change this for whatever your preference would be inside of that particular listing. And just like that, ChatGPT has worked its magic. Wow, look at this. It's completely staged this room. This is nothing what I thought it was going to put in the dining table and chairs. This is awesome, right? Looks really well staged. The image is awesome. It's kept all these angles right here. I thought it was going to struggle with these angles a little bit, but this is phenomenal. So you can virtually stage an entire listing. Now, what I do not recommend is doing like throwing in all the images of your listing and being like, stage this entire house, go for it. I would say do one image at a time and make sure that it's getting staged properly. Make sure that any angles and different things are not getting removed or taken away. You can see that in this one, this little truck or whatever this is outside, it's still there. So it's still kept the photo. It's moved it a tiny bit, it looks like, with an angle because this chair's in front of it. But you just want to make sure that it doesn't give a false representation of what the actual home is inside. But this is really, really phenomenal. So I love virtual staging with ChatGPT, and you do it on 4.0, which you can use with the free version as well. All right, our last one is scheduled tasks. Now, scheduled tasks it's been something in ChatGPT that I've not really fallen in love with, but it's great for some things, not everything. But for something specific inside of real estate would be something like this. Schedule a task at 6 a.m. every day. Send me a summary of the biggest news and events in Denver and their surrounding suburbs. Of course, that could be whatever city or place where you work, what your marketplace is. If there is nothing major going on, just say no news. And I just hit this and it's like, cool, no worries. Schedule the task. It's searching right now. It's going to go ahead and do that. How it would work, automated 6 a.m. I'll check major local newsies, Denver 7, CBS, Colorado, blah, blah, blah. Here's a sample for today. Apartment fire in North Glen, high-tech auto theft crackdown. This isn't good news to start with. West Nile, heat wave continues, scattered storms. All right, it's not really the best thing happened today. So to have this down, it will email you every day and shoot it in there. Now, if I go to the settings here, you can come to settings and go to notifications. You can see for tasks, you can choose if you want them emailed or pushed to you. So a push to you is when you open ChatGPT, it gives you a little ding ding and says, here's your task done. Email, it will just email you a link. You click it, it brings you to ChatGPT where you can read the outcomes of it. But that's scheduled tasks. Really, really cool. Works really well for certain things. And by doing this, ChatGPT will access its memory, everything it knows about you, and it will say, hey, here's a list of things that you could automate, which would help you in your business. And that's how you would start to use recurring tasks. Really, really cool feature if you use it properly. So if you haven't used some of these features in ChatGPT, go ahead and fire up and get moving on these. These are ones that can really, really help your business to start running on autopilot, to save you a ton of time, and to be hyper productive inside your real estate business. For more AI and productivity videos, click the subscribe button, hit me up, drop a comment below if you have a question. I'd love to hear from you on how you are using ChatGPT, or if there's a feature you saw today that you never even knew existed. Until the next one, take care.